Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and welcome back to the chaos that is Rostermania. Many questions that still to be answered. OpTic Chicago yesterday come out with a post-champs press conference, many people taking what they had to say, as well as some sort of indication they might be sticking into next year. Intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much indeed for doing that. So many new subs over these last couple of days. First of all, wanted to mention this, Prestinni says in reply right here, streaming is all I'll be doing it soon enough, so who knows what happens with Prestinni. Of course, the entire Seattle Surge organization got released, well, at least the players and the coach, a couple of days ago, and well, the future of that team, it definitely remains to be seen, but yes, streaming possible. There's other players that are in a similar boat as well. I think Scraps we saw yesterday, not exactly sure what he is going to do. Wanted to talk about this eUnited stuff though, because a lot of questions being raised about, well, what exact organizations we might see in the CDL next year. We saw yesterday OpTic Chicago kind of, for some reason, I guess the logo on their YouTube channel disappeared. We kind of wonder whether it was some sort of collaboration going on between eUnited and OpTic Chicago, as Hex tries to buy out OpTic Chicago apparently from the partnership they currently have with NRG. But potentially eUnited and OpTic are just going to go their complete own routes, and eUnited might try and get their own spot in the CDL somewhere else. So we saw this Access is denied purge initiator type thing a couple of days ago. Then we got this, the Access granted Project Rebirth initiating, and well, anyway, there's a lot of hints right here that point towards some sort of return to Call of Duty. Initially there was talk about Halo, but they come out with this, then this image gets revealed, as you can see right here. So there's kind of three things going on. The real one that I'm looking at right here is this legacy one with this World Champions, eUnited World Champions. This is a logo from a t-shirt they did after they won the World Championship in Call of Duty in 2019. As you can see in this image in reply right here, this is what it looked like. This is, of course, exactly the same logo as you can see in these kind of leaked images that they're giving to try and indicate what exactly is going on with eUnited right now, because they've certainly been hinting at a lot of stuff. So it better be some sort of Call of Duty return. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to bait us this hard, to be honest. Now, also, as you can see in this tweet right here, going on some deep dive research right here, this is well, this ends up being teabags.gg, and I think a lot of people maybe thought it was kind of Halo related because of the whole teabags thing kind of originates over there, I guess. But as you can see, serving them steaming hot since 2016. Pretty sure that was initially, obviously that's so small for you guys, but I'm pretty sure that was initially when they entered Call of Duty. So that's what some people are looking at. Then okay, they've got this kind of joke website type thing. This is what I noticed that I thought might be kind of interesting. On the left-hand side, you can see we are 100% committed to quality, from the tea leaves grown in Paris to our distribution team in LA. Now, look, I did not think I was going to be going into the geography of where tea leaves are produced, but, well, Paris, it doesn't make any sense really to actually be producing to grow tea leaves, right? Surely you'd grow them in Asia, where, like, I don't know, that makes a lot more sense in terms of the sun and stuff rather than growing them in the city. I don't know, maybe they do grow tea leaves in Paris, but all I'm saying is that their headquarters is in California. That's eUnited. And, well, Paris is a Call of Duty League team on a website potentially indicating something. So, I don't know, but there has been rumours if there's any team in the league which is more likely to be bought out and sell their spot this year. Of course, last year it happened with OpTic in Los Angeles. Then Paris Legion could be one of them. Could eUnited hop into that spot? We've heard rumours about Cloud9 potentially coming back. Yeah, it's difficult to rule anything out at the present time, but Burns certainly seems to be up to something here on the left-hand side. So, yeah, tweet your perspective on that down below, no doubt. But this is what came out yesterday from OpTic Chicago. 30 minutes, be ready, they say. Championship weekend post-event press conference. Loads of interesting things discussed right here. First of all, you got these are the three guys on screen. You got your Scump, you got your Formula on the left-hand side, you got your Envoy on the right. Now, of course, I don't know how long ago this was recorded. This could be pre-recorded for days at this point, so maybe we're seeing the team in a different state to what they decide to be in now. Who really knows? This could have been recorded a day or two after the event, and now it's been saved up for a few days. Dashy isn't here. I'm pretty sure Scump goes on to explain that probably their fourth teammate is asleep. We looked at yesterday the fact that Dashy's saying, look, I'm not going to leave OpTic. If they drop me, then they drop me. But, you know, by his tone and the discussions that they've been having on stream and with Formula and such, didn't necessarily seem like that was the case. To me, it was Envoy that was the question mark, because he hadn't really been putting anything on socials these last few days. But seeing him in this and the interactions they have, maybe gives more life to the idea that they will be staying together next season, especially with what Scump finishes off with when they're like, look, we had an awful season by many metrics, but hopefully we will do better for you guys next year.
I think the biggest thing was the loss of hope, not knowing if we were going to play or not, from Brandon and Matt, because they just didn't know if we were going to test negative. I mean, we were testing negative until, what, testing positive until, what, 2-3 days out?
Worst case scenario for the biggest event of the year.
Yeah. We were sitting there talking about, like, picking up pro loot and, like, what free agents are out there for the Challenger scene. I was just like, dude, like, don't we leave tomorrow? It was just like just a lot of added stress. And
Our fourth player is probably asleep.
Probably asleep. Yeah.
More than likely asleep, I would say.
I'd put money on it. A lot of money.
So we started in first seed Major 5, right?
Yeah.
It was Major 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not stop improving Major 4. We went into Major 5 getting reverse swept by Thieves.
No,
And
yeah.
that's when our practice went to We beat FaZe, our practice went to because we got cocky, and then we got reverse swept by Thieves, and then lost the Major. Did we get third?
And it showed at champs. I mean, I played like not even close to like my average or my best, so I'm super mad about that. And then like getting with Matt, I feel like it was just super hard for us to find our footing the whole year and just figure out what works for us, and just find like our system.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty solid. Besides stage 2. Stage 2, I was ass. But after stage 2, I thought I was gross the whole year. Thank you guys. We suck this year. Hopefully we don't suck next year. I mean, appreciate all the support. You guys stick through us through thick and thin, and this one was definitely, you know.
So that's the thing, right? Dashy may not have been in attendance, but may very well likely still be staying on this squad for next season. But yeah, exactly what's going to go on with the rest of the team? Because obviously, I think a lot of people are saying, look, maybe they need a change, or maybe they just need to bring in more additional like coaching and analyst stuff. Because I think this year, like, especially we saw it yesterday, eUnited came out with all the stats from scrims for the entire year that Atlanta FaZe had. Like he had everything. He had their percentage holds, he had their percentage breaks on certain hard points. And like, if you're Troy Michaels trying to coach this team and I guess analyze and prepare for VODs and scrims and stuff like that, you don't have any of that information, which is going to be pretty useful. I think a lot of pros have been talking lately the value of having an analyst on your team, and maybe that's what OpTic think. Like, look, we weren't as well prepared as we could have been this year. Maybe next year's a slightly different title. Let's go in next year, bring in maybe some more support stuff around the squad, and that's what's going to happen as well. I'm pretty sure Hex did a tweet a while ago that said something like lots of work to do in the off season. So whether that's exactly figuring out what they need to do with the squad going forwards, whether that's figuring out whether they need additional coaches or analysts or whatever. Because if you look at the top 2 teams this game and also at the World Championship, it was Atlanta FaZe and Toronto Ultra. FaZe have 4 coaches / analysts. They have Crowder, they have RG, those are the 2 coaches. They've got eUnited, who's the analyst. They've got Tubag, of course, who's their search and destroy analyst, strat type guy. And then Toronto Ultra, they've got Marky B, of course, their main coach. They've got Flux, who's like their assistant coach. Then they've got Joe Cod, who came on board as well. So Joe Pennington, you guys might remember him if you've been around Call of Duty quite a while. And he was a pretty prolific player in the World War II days, for example. And well, that's the coaching and analyst staff they have over there right now. So they've obviously got a lot of talent. And the OpTic guys have just had Sender really. So obviously that's probably less prepared than they could have been. And then maybe they're thinking, all right, let's just keep the same squad. Maybe it'll work out better the SMG duo on this new title if maybe we don't need quite as an aggressive SMG as some other teams are using. But maybe Formal can get back to form in this game, because he said in that clip right there that he wasn't necessarily too happy with his own performance. But and it was kind of funny right at the end when Scump was like, the other 2 guys were like, yeah, I didn't perform up to my potential, and Scump was like, yeah, I was absolutely gross the entire year. And of course this is how they finished it off, right? We sucked this year, kind of implying potentially that they might be sticking with them for next season. By no means confirmed. Things can always change. This is the thing with Rostermania as it is. I think that a lot of teams are probably waiting to see whether OpTic will decide to make a move, because if they do, then the cascade through the rest of the scene is going to be enormous, and it could well happen still, but maybe this implies that they could stick together the next year. Whether that's a good move, I'm not 100% sure right now, but well, it could still work, no doubt. The thing that I'd be frustrated with if I was an OpTic fan was listening to what they had to say about after they won this FaZe series. This is like this is not necessarily something that's going to be fixed by bringing in coaches or analysts or whatever, and maybe can't be fixed unless you make like drastic changes to the team. But it's just that kind of discipline thing. After they won this series, I'm pretty sure it was the 3rd series of stage 5, they beat FaZe in this game 5, and Scump goes on to say that like after they won this series, they effectively got complacent, even though of course it's an online league match, but they effectively got complacent thinking they were okay. They then got the practice for the next few days was absolutely awful. Then they lost to Los Angeles Thieves in that reverse sweep to finish off stage 5. They still have the 1st seed going into the major. They end up coming top 3, which wasn't necessarily the result they wanted. But you'd imagine if they didn't beat FaZe here, or even if they did beat FaZe but actually kicked on from that. The thing is, like, if you beat FaZe, they're going to come back stronger and absolutely just keep getting better and better. Whereas OpTic, like, if they're saying that their practice went bad because they kind of got not too confident after they beat FaZe, then that's just a sign of a team that's not necessarily going to take home particularly many championships. So I'm not exactly sure what you do to fix that, to be honest. I don't know if it's been a problem with the core of this team for years, and what exactly you do to remedy that for next year. But certainly something I think to keep your eyes on going forwards, and well, something they might have to think about, because of course they're going to try and dissect this season, figure out what went wrong, what could go better next year. And of course this is how things worked out, right? That series here, Atlanta FaZe, when they lost to OpTic Chicago 3-2. After that they beat Ravens, then well, they get reverse swept by Thieves, and then since then things weren't too good for the Stage 5 Major and for the World Championship as well. So very interesting stuff, no doubt. Just to finish off with this from Charlie Intel, because later today the Vanguard Champion Hill Alpha comes out. So this is like the 2v2, 3v3 mode, that type of stuff. Pretty sure it's only available on PlayStation in this alpha, but it is free to play for everyone, and it launches sometime later today. So yeah, from Sledgehammer Games' new blog post, the perks, equipment and streaks available in the alpha. This is something that's kind of interesting to note, of course not strictly related to competitive, but definitely shows a sign that the developers seem to be on board with their, well, actually reasonable decision making within the game. The Ghost perk only makes you undetectable when you are moving. This is something which should be a no-brainer, to be honest, since this was first introduced back in Black Ops 2. Hasn't always been the case as of since, so I think a lot of people are pretty happy to see this one. Certainly shows that the developers might be along the right lines. And well, the start times for the Champion Hill Alpha on PlayStation, August 27th, that of course being today. That's at 6 PM BST for us over here in the UK, 1 PM Eastern Time, 10 AM Pacific, and all the others you guys can work out from there. And yeah, in Australia it's going to be 3 AM unfortunately, but yeah, I guess if you guys want to get up early, that is certainly something which could be done. But yeah, the Champion Hill Alpha, pretty exciting to see what the gameplay looks like for this, and how that might translate into competitive play. I'm sure it's something to talk about here on the channel in the coming days. Very much intrigued to hear your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I know you enjoyed this content. I know people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.